I'm Evelyn Gregory, Manager of Engagement, Diversity, and Inclusion. It is my pleasure to present to you our 2022 Martin Luther King Jr. celebration video. Our number one priority is always your safety and the safety of your families. So in light of the current COVID-19 environment, we are celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. King virtually this year. For nearly 2 years, we've faced challenges that will define a generation. But despite this hardship, we have stayed strong and responded with agility and innovation to meet our common goal of building the best ships in the world. We've embraced the opportunity to continuously improve, to strive for excellence, and to pave the way for future shipbuilders, taking pride in knowing that our work, what we do every day, has a direct impact on our nation's safety. The decisions we make today will set the stage for tomorrow's realities and for generations to come. Thank you for your steadfast dedication to our mission and purpose, but most importantly, to each other. We hope you enjoy the 2022 virtual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty.
I remember having a conversation with my parents and speaking of Dr. Martin Luther King. And they talked about the changes and the things that they had to endure, what they were not able to do. Going forward now, we are able to do just those things. So it means so much more to me to be able to pass those things on to my son and my grandson, who's 2 years old. Change. He paved the way for all people of color to come together. He stood for what was right for all, and his words were very powerful. Leadership. He was a true representation of a leader. He not only spoke about the dream, but he put forth action. He never backed down from a challenge, and he never accepted no as an answer. Because he demonstrated such leadership to people of all color, they followed. Just like steel is melted and molded together to build these great ships and submarines, this is exactly what each and every person represents, a melting pot of all races. There's no better way to explain Dr. King's dream. Unity is exactly what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of in his I Have a Dream speech.
Yet with a steady beat and not our weary feet, come to the place for which our fathers sighed.
When he spoke, his words penetrated our hearts. He grabbed everybody's attention. He commanded his audience. Why? Because he was speaking from his heart. That's what inspires me. Because of him, I know I too have a voice. People got guns, knives, and all these different things they use as weapons. But what he showed me is my voice and my stance is a weapon, but it's a weapon for good. The things of the past can repeat themselves if we don't learn from the past. And I believe every time the company does it, it shows how much they care because they're considering what matters a lot to us, which is being able to acknowledge this man. We need it. Now, I think it's a real good thing.
You look at Martin Luther King and the dignity and respect that he showed for others, his drive and determination of making sure that it's peaceful protests definitely influenced me on, yelling and screaming is not going to get your point across. Being calm, collective, offering the facts and staying on focus really provides the insight to the individual of what your opinion is and whether or not they can support what you're saying. You look at Martin Luther King as you take a journey, whether it's career or fighting for a good cause. You need to make sure that you focus on the legacy that you're building, as well as making the impact that people see and inspire for you to be.
I'm Xavier Beale, Vice President of Trades at Newport News Shipbuilding. Today, we recognize and honor the legacy of one of the most respected and influential leaders of all times, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His legacy continues to inspire and remind us all of the power of the collective. It is through this collective effort and pride that we safely build and deliver our products to our Navy. At this time, I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker, who is no stranger to Newport News. He began his career at Newport News Shipbuilding in 1984 as an engineering operations coordinator and held positions of increasing responsibility in engineering, treasury, business management, contracts and pricing, and business planning. In 2011, Dwayne was promoted to Corporate Vice President of Investor Relations. Dwayne served in that role until his recent retirement in December of last year. I introduce to you my friend, Dwayne Blake.
Hello, fellow shipbuilders. Xavier, thanks for that warm introduction, and thanks for inviting me to virtually speak to the Newport News team during this year's MLK celebration. My recent retirement after an amazing 37-year career has created a time for reflection on the theme for this event, which is today's decisions set the stage for tomorrow's realities. And since this is the annual MLK celebration, I thought it would be appropriate to share some insights from a few of the decisions that Dr. King made in the 50s and 60s that set the stage for tomorrow's realities for him that unfortunately he was unable to see. To illustrate these decisions, I found an article published in Inc. magazine back in 2014 that was written by Paul Shoemaker, Senior Fellow and former Research Director at Wharton's Mack Institute. The article highlighted Dr. King's profound mastery of 6 key principles of strategic leadership, but in the interest of time, I'm going to focus on principles 5 and 6, which I believe are the most applicable for us. So principle 5. Make strong alliances. Dr. King was very savvy, even as a young leader, at building mutually beneficial alliances with local ministers and community organizers. He also masterfully aligned himself with the powers that be, including President Lyndon Johnson, who slowly warmed to the idea of introducing history-changing voter rights protections. This difficult process was pushed through at the right time, and while politicians were initially reluctant to embrace the movement, Dr. King conducted very difficult conversations with President Johnson and got him on board as a key ally and advocate for the movement. Principle 6, learn and adapt. Dr. King and his team encountered numerous setbacks and surprises as they launched their historic uphill battle. As a matter of fact, Dr. King was jailed 29 times during the Birmingham campaign alone. He learned firsthand that no plan survives contact with the enemy and that many adjustments to the plan would be required. Dr. King and his team experimented with a wide range of tactics, including marches, protests, and even leveraging celebrities to create political pressure. Over time, they figured out a powerful tactical mix that worked wonders in the end. Dr. King's impressive command of these strategic leadership disciplines led to truly historic success. They hold powerful lessons for all leaders and underscore the courage and persistence needed to change the world. Leaders who want to change minds and overcome deeply entrenched prejudices, biases, and misguided values need to master the 6 principles profiled in the article and illustrated through Dr. King's words and deeds. Now, to put this in a shipbuilding perspective, let me first focus on principle 5, make strong alliances. As shipbuilders, we know that our collective effort is what allows this company to produce the most complex and lethal warships known to man that preserve and protect our freedom each and every day. We have all heard the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child, but I would alter that slightly and say, it takes a village to build a Navy ship. And like Dr. King's knack for building strong alliances with local ministers and community organizers, as well as the powers that be, we need to build strong alliances with each other and across organizations. We're constantly reminded that what you do impacts the next person and/or organization, be it HR, legal, contracts, business management, engineering, planning and production control, program management, trades, supply chain, quality, facilities, IT, the list goes on in case I left somebody out. Each individual and organization plays a vital role in the process, and we must understand each other's requirements and constraints so that we can rally as a team to make or exceed safety, quality, cost, and schedule commitments on a consistent basis. And next is Principle 6, learn and adapt. Now, we are all very proud to be shipbuilders. We take the time to learn our craft, and we take so much pride in the work that we do. We're also very flexible and adaptable. A prime example of this is the way we navigated through the COVID-19 global pandemic. The past 2 years will be remembered as one of the most challenging business environments that we've ever had to navigate. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, decisions have been made that are focused on our safety and well-being, and we responded to these challenges like we always do, with a can-do spirit and with pride. So while enduring the difficulties and uncertainties of the pandemic, we demonstrated an uncompromising commitment to safety, quality, cost, and schedule that allowed us to achieve significant milestones on our programs and continue making meaningful contributions to national security. Now that's how you learn and adapt. As I close, I think back to my early days with the company and am reminded of some of the decisions I made that set the stage for tomorrow's realities. With the support and encouragement of my first department manager, I made a conscious decision to pursue my MBA and to put in the hard work that was required in order to position myself for advancement opportunities. I frequently share some of the principles I applied on my journey to folks that I've mentored over the years. First, be the one that outworks your peers by volunteering for projects and unique assignments with a willingness to leverage those projects and assignments to learn and grow. And second, to outthink your peers by being forward-thinking and anticipating questions from your boss and having answers to those questions before they're even asked. Seems pretty simple, but doing these things helps create a track record of success and it positions you for advancement opportunities. You've probably heard the saying that success is the point where opportunity and preparation meet. And I would submit to you that starting to follow these principles way back when helped propel me to obtain positions of increasing responsibility in engineering, treasury, business management, contracts and pricing, and business planning while I was at Newport News. Then to transition to the HII corporate office at the spinoff from Northrop Grumman in 2011 as a corporate vice president of internal audit, and in my final position to be appointed as corporate vice president of investor relations in 2013. This has put me in a place where tomorrow's realities that I envisioned years ago are here right now. And I'm able to retire at age 59 after having served the company in all of these awesome positions for 37 years. All I can say is that I know it was by the grace of God that I was able to accomplish what I have, and I pray that my journey has inspired a few folks along the way. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the rest of today's program.
Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Hello, I'm Susan Jacobs, Vice President of Human Resources and Administration. It is truly an honor to share in celebrating the life and legacy of one of the most influential Americans who has paved the way for civil rights, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The impact Dr. King made and continues to make is beyond measure. I hope that by participating in this virtual celebration, you are inspired as well as challenged to think about the decisions you make every day, for what we do today sets the stage for the future. Today's celebration reminds us that if we work together, learn together, and adapt together, we can succeed. So as we start this new year, let's commit to teamwork and let's never forget, today's decisions set the stage for tomorrow's realities. Happy Martin Luther King Day.